call the meeting to order here. I'll try to pledge the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We all remain standing for a moment of silence for all the men and women out there who are protecting us both day and night, domestic and abroad, and thank you for their service. Thank you. First order up, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the September 4th meeting. Motion by Legislator Potter, second by Legislator Kastler. Any additions, deletions, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Stands approved. First resolution up is a budget modification for the sheriff's office for overtime. This is moving $95,000 from other supplies and expenses to overtime payments. Motion by Legislator Potter, second by Legislator Trudell. Discussion or any explanation from the sheriff? Sheriff, do you want to, or Undersheriff, do you want to say anything first?
Again, this is some of it's due to the CSI training we did up in Sandy Creek, and a good number of the overtime expenditures are from SWAT team call-outs, which is something we can't anticipate. We don't know when those things are going to occur. Recently, we haven't had a lot of them, but at the beginning of the year, we were stretched with several that were pretty costly.
Legislator Castellano.
What is that going to take that budget line down to?
I'm sorry.
How much is that going to take that budget line down to? What's the
Other supplies and
other
expenses.
supplies and expenses? What is that going to take that down to?
I don't know the exact current numbers because I don't know. I think we just paid our last July or August amount out of it, but there's still. I don't know the current balance of that. I know it the other day.
I know when the undersheriff discussed it with myself, we did discuss that there'd be enough to pay the end of the year out of the other supplies and expenses. So
Yes, we should
your
definitely.
question probably is asking, are we going to come back and ask to move money into that? Legislator Castellano.
Well, is that the budget line that we do the expense to house business and other? That's not the same line. Thought there wasn't. I thought it is.
I think it is. Isn't it
Is that the
your,
one
isn't
with
it your
the-
inmate housing line?
It's the inmate housing where we house inmates out. Yes.
Yeah.
Not the mental health one. Though.
Oh, I thought you meant mental health. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought you meant the one we just did with mental health. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is here. We're taking it out of that line.
Yes.
All right. I'll figure it out. Some issue.
Is there another question you had?
That's it. No, that's it. That's it. I got no problem with paying the overtime. It's just saying how much is that going to leave us in that area.
I probably have that with me. I could probably give you an answer at the end of the meeting. It's in this folder somewhere, but I don't recall off the top of my head. But I know we'll definitely be able to get through the year with what's left there.
Thank you.
Okay. Hearing nothing else, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Stands approved. Please let the record know. I know Legislator Chesbro was running a few minutes late. She's almost here. And Legislator Kalani is excused from this meeting. Thank you. We're going to go into reporting departments, AMO and EMS for the monthly report, along with the distance learning for paramedics.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time. We're on the downhill slide in a good way on item number 1 with the Lake Ontario flooding. New York State's continued support. They've been really wonderful. DHSCS as well as DOT and National Guard and others. But they're in cleanup mode now. They're picking up all the pumps, all the hoses, the big water bladders that were at Sandy Pond and out at Rudy's, etc. So water continues to go down. I can't tell you where we're at today, but I think we're still on track to be back to where we ought to be probably early December. So that's a plus. We met with the executive director of United Way to look at establishing a memorandum of understanding regarding their 211 call center. If you're not familiar with 211, it's a number people can call during an emergency to get other information. So they're not calling 911 to find out where they can donate things and that type of thing, or if there's a huge snowstorm, I think the Binghamton area, they're not calling up to find out where they can get support, come shovel sidewalks, that type of thing. United Way is a designated organization in New York State to handle the 211 center, and it's not a group that we have had a solid established relationship with in the past, but could help us greatly in the future. So we continue to work on that MOU. They sent us a draft, and with other stuff, we haven't had a chance to.
So you would be performing the call center duties that community contact
No,
services are
they-
doing? or-
No, they do it. They have the call center.
Right. That's been established for like 3 or 4 years, I was on the steering committee.
Yeah, but we haven't had an agreement with them of how we would use them. So for example, we had a large incident and people wanted to donate goods, money, whatever. We have no way to handle that. So their organization is set up to do that. That's one example. We don't want to get into dealing with donations business because that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So there's a lot of services they can provide for us that we cannot do internally in large incident. So we've never had any agreement. We've never really even had a sit-down discussion with them because when that first got started, then Melanie left, and then it was kind of in flux for a while. So.
In Binghamton's big snowstorm, there were several people who were called to 211 asking for assistance in getting dug out. And so the Emergency Operations Center had a lot of contact with 211 to interface on those needs of the community. So it was another way for the emergency management to get information about what needs were out there. So and the donations piece in the Orlando nightclub shooting, Orlando County set up the donation piece, and they talked about the difficulties of running those donations and managing that through the municipality. So United Way has a lot of that in place internally already. They do it. So essentially, if we ever needed to, we could add a link to our page if people wanted to donate funds, and it would direct them to the United Way, where they've already got the established practices and governance over that piece. So they could potentially be a partner if we ever needed them to be. Hopefully we won't.
And the MOU is something they want to do as part of their national program and make sure they have formal outreach to the MOUs, etc. Does that answer your question? Okay. Item 3, we're down to the final steps of getting ready to submit our updated county hazard mitigation plan, including plans for most of the municipalities within the county. This is a plan that we're required by the state and ultimately the federal government to update about every 6 years as a grant requirement to keep getting grant money. So it's been a long process. It's been about 2 years in the running, and we're getting ready to submit. We'll go to the state, they review it. If they approve it, they'll send it to FEMA. FEMA will review it, hopefully approve it on the first run through. Item 4, our staff, along with someone from New York State Emergency Management, did a very abbreviated, wasn't meant to be quite as abbreviated, Tier 2 Emergency Management presentation at the County Association of Mayors earlier this summer. The association had requested it because it wound up being very abbreviated. it will be rescheduled for a longer session. Emergency management outreach, we had some boost coverage at the county fair and airport day, and our RACES emergency communication group also had a display at airport day, trying to get more people involved, get people involved in emergency communications, like many other volunteer organizations. You know, their membership dwindles and people aren't learning about ham radios as much anymore because they all have a cell phone in their pocket. Number of EMO staff completed a one-day FEMA conducted training on initial damage assessment, and it was some really good information. Should we have a big storm, that type of thing? Not that you will be out doing the damage assessment, but to understand the process that the state, the feds will be using and following, and what our support would need to be for them. We've had some participation in planning meetings for Super Dirt Week. Our largest concern with that is emergency evacuations. So one of the things we did, again this year, we had mini versions of the radiological evacuation plan poster printed up, and then they will go into everybody who comes to the speedway to camp, and there will be thousands of people out there camping. They'll get a welcome bag with information, and one of these will go in so that if they hear the siren go off, it's right in the corner of the racetrack, they'll have an idea, A, what it's about, and B, what they should do. And then we wrote up another piece for the staff of what we need them to do to direct them so that, you know, it's time to evacuate, that's not the time to try to hook your truck up to the fifth wheel and haul it out of the mud to take it down the road and get your truck to go. So some additional changes there. And we all completed our mandated sexual harassment training on schedule. We met with New York Sea Grant and Cornell University staff. We've been working since 2017 on a community resilience and planning tool dealing with future Lake Ontario flooding. That was very beneficial. We actually had a couple people invited to this meeting that their properties were flooded out in the same pond area. So it was good to get their input as to what would be useful and valuable in the academic world. And then lastly, we attended a unmanned aircraft systems, drones if you will, in disaster management. As the technology increases, the types of uses for emergencies and disasters also increases. So rapidly changing. Is there anything I can add, clarify?
No.
Where can I get more information about the 211? I mean, do we collect data from it or anything as to where the calls are coming from or the type of calls?
We've in 6.5 years I've been here, we've never used it. So I would say call United Way.
The 211?
211. They run the 211 system.
Okay, so they're the ones that actually run it.
Yes.
And
Their
so
program.
it's their program. So if I wanted to know more about it and the type of things that they call, they're the ones that I,
Well,
They have a website.
211.com.
okay.
Just Google 211. And you can get all the type of programs that they're offering. Basically a 911, but 211 for social
It's
services.
helping needs type of. So if I don't have money to pay my fee, what is out there that could potentially assist me?
And the website's actually a little bit more beneficial than calling into my break out like what you need is, what you have, what you don't have, that type of thing. It's kind of like a blueprint.
Okay, so it's 211.com?
I think it's like just
You
Google
can look up
211
Central New York, like it's in many different places, so you wanna look for Central New York 211.
Gotcha.
So if you do a Google search, if you have any issues, just email me and I'll send you a link.
Perfect, thank you.
And the United Way office we're dealing with is the one in Fulton. So if you find their website,
It's
then
211 CNY.
Okay, 211cny.com. And also, where can I get some of those miniaturized evaluations? I think that's,
I can't,
okay.
I think this is the only one in existence that didn't go to the racetrack. Sorry.
Oh, that's
You
okay.
have this one,
Okay, I mean, if I could, unless you
Sure.
wanted a copy.
I can give you a full size one if you want.
I just think the small one is,
All right, yeah, you can have this.
thank you.
Of course.
I'd like to ask a question, Dale. The fuel storage pad out to the plants, is that relatively full or half or?
No,
I haven't been out there in a long time, just curious.
no idea. You don't have any knowledge of that, no idea.
I didn't know if someone.
I can just mention that the fuel storage pad I know over at Fitzpatrick is nowhere near full.
Yes.
So they have enough for several more for a considerable for lifetime of the plant. If that's what you're asking about the spent fuel storage.
Spent fuel storage, that's it. Patrick.
Spent fuel storage at Fitzpatrick. They have enough storage there for the
I believe my money is rack storage.
Here's a rack storage. Okay, just informational.
When we went to that breakfast meeting over there, Jim, did you go? Did you go with me?
No.
Okay. Right. Well, they said something about the fuel storage and they were ready to put in some more pads. So it sounds like they're contemplating having more storage.
I believe at Fitzpatrick, the pads are already there and they're ready, they're set up so that they can take more fuel, I'm not sure.
But they said something about putting in pads, so probably just didn't.
And Morris, I think tonight is a community information night out at the plants. So if you want to take a ride, I'm sure there's people out there who can tell you all about it. That's
Okay. Moving right along, EMS.
Thank you.
sometimes.
The first item on the agenda is something that we've talked about previously in the past over the last couple of years. We did have an EMS advisory council meeting in August, and they are concerned about the funding sources for the continuation of EMS education. In October, we're starting our first EMT class where students are required to pay the full cost of the EMS class upfront before they're able to. They can do a couple payments if they need to, but they're required to be paid in full before they're eligible to test. So that's a shift for us. Previously, that has kind of fallen into our wheelhouse, but the reimbursement from the state does not cover the complete cost of the course with the required amount of hours that you're supposed to have. So right now, the way that it's set up, the students that are taking the course that are affiliated with an agency, the agency will be able to submit to the state for reimbursement if the student passes. The distance learning program is another piece of our, another step in the EMS education process. So the last 2 years, we have partnered with Paxton St. Luke's paramedic program to do a distance learning site in Fulton. And I provided some information for you, statistics for you. Over the last 2 years that we've run this program, we've saved students about $70,000 in travel costs. That was just mileage, that wasn't tolls, depending on which way they went. And so at the conclusion of this year, it will be close to $100,000 that we've saved students over the last 3 years. In addition to the time that they save not traveling an hour and a half each direction. So our students are very thankful to have the opportunity to be here. This year, it looks like we'll have 12 to 14 who are going to be using the portion in Fulton. So we're excited that they continue to ask us to partner with them. It's a tremendous asset for the students. And, these are people that 25 out of the 27 that have been in the program over the last 2 years are practicing in the central New York region. Couldn't tell me exactly which agencies, but we have an ALS shortage. An ALS shortage is not an Oswego County thing. It's not Central New York thing, it's a New York State issue. So we're happy to be able to provide our communities with some more enhanced life support providers. And then the rest of the EMS items, we did interview a potential medical director. This individual lives in Oswego County, which we're very thankful for. He does work currently with as the medical director for several of our volunteer fire agencies and a couple of our EMS agencies. So I really feel like he has a good knowledge base on what's happening in Oswego County, and there would be some good consistency. We're still waiting for clarification from Onondaga Purchasing because this did go out for bid, and we're still waiting to see, there was no responses to that bid. So we're waiting for Onondaga Purchasing to see what the next steps are as far as how to handle our interest with this individual. So, and then ProQA, the priority dispatch, that's moving along nicely. We hope to launch ProQA October 8th. And then Director Courier covered some of the other items for you, so that's all I have.
Great. Question, go ahead.
Just a slight back, I'm not here today, but the meeting at the new plants is on Thursday, 4 to 7. Over at 4 to 7 on Thursday at the 9 mile.
Okay, moving right along. 911, we didn't get a report. The director is actually out of the area today, so because today is the last day of the month, we won't get the report until after today. Because those numbers need to be included. So moving right along, fire department.
Report's pretty self-explanatory. We've had a very busy summer and we had a very busy fall with training classes, working with Super Dirt Week, and the City of Oswego Fire Department. Actually have a meeting this afternoon to finalize some stuff, and then next week we'll be setting up communications, on-site communications patches between Super Dirt and City Fire, County Fire, and some of the security stuff too. So Kevin will be working with us on that. Very busy couple weeks coming up through the middle of the month with Fire Prevention Week being next week. And just a reminder, Fire Prevention Week is next week. So check your home evacuation plans, make sure everybody knows what to do. Check your fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and CO detectors. And realize that if you go to purchase any new ones, you can no longer purchase any with a 9-volt battery. They're required to come with a 10-year lithium non-changeable battery. So you can't take the battery out of them. They're good for 10 years. And in 10 years, when it starts telling you the battery's low, you buy a new one.
Great.
Our old smoke detectors, are they as material? Detector.
Yes and no.
Okay, good.
Depends on how you look at it. I'll throw them in the trash. You can throw them in the trash. There are the ionization detectors have a very small radioactive chip in it. That's how it works. But if they're 10 years old,
Yes.
not much left there. That's why they say change them when they get 10 years old. So, the sensitivity is about gone.
Are there any places that where we provide smoke detectors to people that are in need?
Most all the fire departments do. So if you know of anybody, have them contact their local fire department. They will typically go out, do a survey, see what they need. Some of the departments have them and will install them. Some of them have them that they will give away. You have to install them yourselves, but most all the fire departments have a program where they do that.
Perfect, thank you.
And the other one is the Red Cross will also do it.
All right. We're good. Anything else? We'll move right along then. Probation.
Good morning.
I know the director's out of town and we'll be back tomorrow. So.
Tomorrow or Wednesday, we'll be back in town tomorrow. I work Wednesday. Raise the age, the numbers that we've seen so far, tomorrow will be a year since it
started, and the numbers really haven't increased from what I think they reported last month, so we don't get very many. We've had maybe about 20 total over the last year. The 17-year-olds get added to the law, for the legislation tomorrow, so we're expecting more numbers even after that. So I believe the 17-year-olds, the arrest rate's higher for them than 16, so we're not really sure what the numbers are going to look like at this point. We're monitoring how workload increases before making any changes to staffing. Any questions on raise the age?
Kind of quickly, just, Jacob Bailey is a board member now, which is the last year since they raised the ages up to 16-year-olds. It was an up, down, or stability with cost, not what was anticipated overall cost of ages.
I don't think it's increased. We haven't increased any staff.
So it's
We
stable.
haven't, it's pretty stable. We haven't had any reason to really increase, because we've only had 20 kids come through. Give or take 20 over the last year, so when we divide it all up, it's really not.
We had the possibility for reimbursement of the state.
Yes.
Because the numbers were low, the director held off on the position that was approved. We're still holding off on not filling that position until we see what the full numbers are for the 17.
Thank you.
The cognitive behavioral intervention grant that we're doing down at the jail is still going. We started a new group a couple of weeks ago. We started with 9. I'm not sure what they're down to. I know there's different people don't show up every day. It's run at 7:45 in the morning, so some of the guys have a hard time getting out of bed to make it to all the meetings. So far this year, we've had about 12 individuals complete the group, which we've had a variety of reasons why they don't. You know, they get housed out, or they just lose interest, or they get released. So we do what we can. We work with them to get them through and make sure they get what they need to get through if they're interested and still there. So, but it sounds like a low number. It's really not too bad. It does meet our milestones. We are on track to probably exceed all of the grant milestones that were written into the grant. So we've already exceeded a couple of them. We're probably going to exceed all 4 of them. So we did get approved for the grant to continue into next year. I'm working on that right now. I need to call the state representative back to work with him to possibly add another program down at the jail in addition to the thinking for a change that's down there right now. So we're kind of in the planning stages to do that as well. Other than that, is there any questions about that?
Okay. Greg, do you have anything?
No.
All right. Nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by legislator Chanel, second by legislator Potter, all in favor say aye.
Aye.